Hi, welcome to today's lesson. So today we're going to be doing addition and our lesson is called Rocketing to 20. So in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at lots of different ways and strategies to add up to 20. So we'll be looking at pictures, bar models, input-output tables, and addition sentences. Okay, so here are our learning objectives today. So first of all, we have math skills. So these are skills to add numbers up to 20 in different forms using pictures, number lines, and bar models. Next, we will be looking at logical reasoning and problem-solving skills. So we'll be able to remember a sequence of numbers, we'll be able to fill in missing equations, and we'll be able to recognise quantities within pictures. Okay, our next objective is mental maths. So in this lesson, we will be developing counting skills through mental calculations. Okay, then we also have abstract and spatial thinking. So this means that we'll be able to associate pictured quantities with numerical values. And finally, for our last objective, we have life skills. So this means in this lesson, we'll learn how to build our organisational skills and build our problem-solving skills. Okay, so our first question is, why is addition important in our everyday life? Okay, so can you think of any reasons why addition is important? Okay, so as you can see on the screen, we have lots of different reasons here. We have addition is important for computers and calculators. Addition is important when we order food and drink or furniture. Addition is important for services, so this could include bills such as electricity bills, doctor's bills, and dentist bills. Addition is also useful for mental arithmetic, so this could be knowing how many glasses to pour at a drink or how many plates to serve for lunch or dinner. Okay, and our final step is shopping. Addition is also really useful when we go shopping, and we can use addition to know what the right amount is that needs to be paid when we're paying for our shopping. Okay, so that was really good. So now, as our starter, let's try and work out what addition means. So addition is basically where we are finding the total or the sum by combining two or more numbers, okay? So the numbers that are being added are called the addends. So here in this equation here, we have 12 plus 4 equals 16. So here the addends are 12 and 4 because these are numbers that are being added together. The answer that we get after adding numbers is called the sum. So here the sum is 16. Okay, so we have our first activity, which is called rainy day. Okay, so in this activity you have to click on the cloud that gives the answer 20. The cloud with the correct answer will show the colour blue. Okay, so I'm not going to go through every activity, but as an example, look, 2 plus 18, that equals 20. So if we click on the cloud, and it turns blue. So that means that it is the right answer. And we can continue doing this for the rest of the activity. Okay, so now we are looking at methods of addition. Let's learn. Okay, so first of all, we are looking at addition with pictures. Okay, so when we're looking at addition with pictures, we have to count the first group of rockets. Okay, so in this first group, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rockets. So in the first group, we have 5 rockets. Then we need to count our second group. So how many do we have in this group? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 rockets. Okay. And then to find the sum of 5 and 6, we need to count all the rockets together. So 5 plus 6 equals 11. And so this is the answer. Okay, so now we're going to be doing something called addition sentences. So addition sentences is basically where we have to use, so addition sentences is basically with numbers, but we have an equation. So here we've got a picture equation, we've got pictures of planets, and we need to convert that into a number equation. Okay, so how do we do this? First of all, we need to count up the red planets. So there are 4 red planets. Second, we count up the blue planets, and there's only 1 blue planet. And then so the first part of this addition sentence is 4 plus 1, okay? And now we need to find the sum. So to find the sum, we need to count all the planets together. So 4 plus 1 equals 5. So our addition sentence is 4 plus 1 equals 5. Okay, and now we have this new method of addition. So this is called input-output tables. Okay, so we've got a column here, we've got some numbers. We've got 1, 4, 6 and 7 in our in column. Okay, and the rule for this table is we need to plus 2 every time. So we have to plus 2 for every number. Okay, so 1 plus 2 is 3. So in our out column, we have the number 3. Okay, and then we have next number 4. So 4 plus 2 equals 6. So we have 6 in our out column. Then we have our next number in our in column. So we have number 6. Okay, so 6 plus 2 equals 8. So we have 8 in our out column. And finally, we have 7 in our in column, and that plus 2 equals 9. So we have 9 in our out column. Excellent. So now we would do a worksheet. So this you would do in your own time in the lesson. So in this first question, we have the question, how many moons are there altogether? So here you would add both of the sides of the equation together. So we have 4 on the first side, and then we have 8 on the second side, and then we'd write out the addition sentence here. So 4 plus 8 equals 12. So we have 12 moons. Okay, and then for our next question, we have a similar question with different objects. So here we have bananas. So in your own time in the lesson, you would answer the question, how many bananas are there altogether? And you would have to add them up. Okay, and then we continue here with planets. And here you have to write out the whole addition sentence. So remember, when we're writing out the whole addition sentence, we have to add up everything together at the end. And we would continue here with some more questions. And here we have our in and out table. Okay, so we have the rule here is add 2. So as you can see, to answer the question, you would just fill in the table. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. And we would continue answering the table until we've filled up all the missing spaces. Okay, and we'd continue doing this. And we have another question. So here the rule is add 0. And here the rule is add 5. And here the rule is add 7. We'd ask the question, do you notice a pattern? So once you'd answered the question and filled in the gaps, we'd have a look at the table together and work out what the pattern is. Then we have the rule add 9. Okay, so now we're moving on to looking at properties of addition. So what other strategies can we use? Okay, so here we have this example here. So when we add 0 to a number, it gives us the same number. So for instance, 5 plus nothing equals 5. And then we have the question 12 plus 0 equals 12. Okay, then when we add 1 to a number, it increases by 1, and we get the number that comes after it. Okay, so 8 plus 1 equals 9, and 23 plus 1 equals 24. Okay, so the value of the sum remains the same irrespective of the order of the addends. So for instance, 2 plus 3 equals 3 plus 2. And this is an example of a balanced equation, which is what we're going to be looking at next. Okay, so what is a balanced addition equation? Okay, so a balanced equation basically means that we have the same amount of something on both sides of the equation. So we have the same number on both sides of the equation, on both sides of that equal sign. So here we have 1 plus 6, so that equals 7. So we must have 7 on the other side. So what is 7 minus 5 equals 2. So the missing number has to be 2. And now we have our balanced equation. Okay, so here we have some tricks for faster addition. So this is about rounding. So when we're rounding, we always round to the nearest 10. Okay, so here we've got 12 and 16, and we're going to round up to 10. So the nearest 10 up is 20 for 12, and the nearest 10 up is 20 for 16. So we're going to add 20 and 20 together, which equals 40. Okay, in our step 3, we have to determine which numbers are added, 12 and 16, to round them up. So 20 minus 12 equals 8, and 20 minus 16 equals 4. And now in step 4, we have to add the 8 and the 4 that are obtained in step 3. So 8 plus 4 equals 12. And now for our final step, we have to subtract the sum, which we've obtained in step 4, from 40, which we obtained in step 2. So 40 minus 12 equals 28. So the answer of 12 plus 16 equals 28. And this is a good way of, so we can basically reach numbers in different ways. And this is a quicker way of thinking of addition. Okay, so now you'd have a go at doing this yourself. So we have a worksheet here. Okay, so here you would fill in the missing gaps. So for instance, 7 plus 0 equals 7. And look, we'll get a little tick because we've got the right answer. And in the lesson, you would fill out all of these in your own time. Okay, and then our next activity here is we have to look at the dots and add them up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got 4 here, then we've got 5 here, and this is about balancing equations again. So in this activity, you would be balancing the equations. Okay, so here we would continue doing balancing addition. So you basically fill in the missing gaps. So 9 plus 8 equals 17. So we've got to find out what this missing number could be. So what's 17 minus 4? 17 minus 4 equals 13. So our right answer would be 13. And look, we get a little tick here because we have balanced the addition equation. Okay, so in this activity here, we've got an example of how to add a 1-digit number to another 1-digit number by arranging these digits vertically. And when we're arranging digits vertically, that means we're stacking them one on top of the other. So 5 plus 7 stacked on top of each other, and we do the sum at the bottom. So the answer is 12. And here we've got 2-digit numbers to 1-digit numbers. So adding 12 plus 3, we'll again arrange them vertically. So 12 plus 3, stack them on top of each other. And the 2 plus the 3 equals 5. That goes below those numbers in the column. And then now we have to add 10's digits. So here 10's digits are 1 and 0. Therefore 1 and 0 equals 1. So our answer is 15. And this is a way of easily doing calculations when they get more difficult. Okay, so here we have to complete the addition sentence. So 3 plus something equals 7, and the answer here is 4. We'd fill that in the missing gap. Okay, so now we have another worksheet. Okay, so here you would again fill in the missing gaps and add the following numbers in the first task. Here, we have to choose the correct number to complete the addition sentence. So we have to drag the apples into the correct box. So 7 plus something equals 11. What could that be? So here, we drag the 4 into the box and then we get another tick. Okay, so here we have our next worksheet. So this is all about word problems. So at the end of every lesson, we will be doing word problems. And this is basically where we read a sentence or a few sentences and we have to answer the equation that's given in that passage. Okay, so Alan is in charge of building the rocket for space mission. He needs 4 1-inch bolts and 7 2-inch bolts. How many bolts does Alan need overall? And then we'll try and show our workings here in the lesson and try and work out what the answer is. Okay, so we'll have a few word problems to do. We'll always show our working when we do word problems. Okay, now we have our mental maths. So we'll have a quick fire mental maths session. And these are all mixed equations. So we'd again fill in the gaps. Finally, we have our logical reasoning tasks. So logical reasoning is basically a thinking task which you've got to think in your head for, and it's always good to have a pen and some paper for these activities so you can write down these numbers on the piece of paper. So for instance, for this task we have to choose any 2 even numbers and add them together. What do you notice? Try this with different even numbers. And here we are looking for patterns. And we've got to justify and explain our answers. Why does this pattern happen? And does this pattern always happen? Okay, so you work those out on a piece of paper. We have some more logical reasoning here. And here we've got another logical reasoning where we'd use a number line to help us. Okay, so that is the end of our lesson today. So the skills that we have learnt to add up to 20 using pictures, number lines and bar models. We've also practiced our logical reasoning and critical thinking skills. And we've also done some quick fire mental maths tasks to help us practice our working out and our addition skills. Thank you for today's lesson.